Hey everybody, it's Ziz here, and I'm going to show you how I spec my Guardian, how I do all the traits and sigils and everything like that, so you can set up yours exactly the way that I have mine, okay? Now, for those of you that don't know, it doesn't matter what race you pick, because you can't use any of the racial abilities anyway. Those are only for World vs. World and PvE. So it's only for aesthetics, whatever you think looks cool. Mine's a Solvari because he's awesome. Now for weapons, I pick one-handed sword and shield because they are freaking amazing. One-handed sword for Guardian is my favorite weapon in the entire game for any profession. It does a ton of damage on the #1 ability. The #2 lets you teleport to your target, does damage, and it blinds them every 10 seconds. So let's say you see that warrior getting ready to do that big 10k eviscerate on you. Boom, one ability, he's blinded, and it misses. Boom, sorry, didn't work on me. Next, #3, Zealot's Defense. You can use this so many different ways. Let's say you're immobilized and a ranger's hitting you or something. Boom, use that and it blocks all attacks for 3 seconds. It does a ton of damage. Let's say you're fighting another melee character. You can like dodge away, use that, and you're going to be hitting them the whole time they're running at you. I pair it up with shield. I see some people saying that they don't like shield on the Guardian, and they're nuts because it is amazing. #4 gives protection to you and 5 allies for 5 seconds. Protection is like the best boon in the entire game. It lowers incoming damage by 33% for everybody around you pretty much. I mean, there's only 5 people in a match anyway for tournaments, so 33% is huge, and you can use it every 30 seconds. Even less if you trade it. And then #5, Shield of Absorption. It's going to block all incoming ranged attacks. It's going to protect everybody around you. They're still able to do damage. Another couple cool ways you can use this. Let's say somebody's getting ready to use a heal. Boom, use that, interrupt them, and then switch back to Zealot's Defense. The whole time they're laying on their butt, you're hitting them from range. Or let's say one of your allies goes down and somebody's getting ready to stomp them. Run up, use your knockback, and then you can res them. Or if you have an enemy that they're trying to res, you knock them back and you can stomp them. So there's a lot of really good ways that you can use that. The next weapon set I use is Greatsword because it's awesome. The #1 ability, pretty standard, does good damage, hits everybody in front of you. The #2 ability, boom, AoE damage around you, little sparkly things on the ground, that's bad. #3, Whirling Wrath. It's called Spinning to Win, and it does a ton of damage to everybody around you, and you can use it every 10 seconds or less. So use it. Use it all the time. Use it in your sleep because it's freaking awesome. #4 lets you leap at your foe. Long leap blinds everybody around you, does great damage. And then #5, Binding Blades. You can bind everybody around you, hit it again, it pulls them into you, and then guess what you do again? You Whirling Wrath them to death. Okay? So really great weapon abilities. They're both melee because I like melee abilities. There's other good weapon sets too, but I like to get in there, get in your face. Really good AoE damage, also really good single target damage. Okay? Now, the way that I trait my character, you can see I have a lot of health and I have it really defensive. A lot of videos you're going to see on YouTube where people throwing out tons of damage in 2 seconds, which is fun and it looks cool, but they're also going to die in 2 seconds, and how's that going to help your team or capture the points? I like to live a long time. This spec also gives you pretty darn good damage too, so I really like it. First thing I pick up, is using a meditation skill heals you, Monk's Focus. It heals you almost 2,000. You can also pair it up here where meditations are instant, and then also, of course, meditations recharge 20% faster. I use that with 2 meditations. Smite Condition. One, it removes a condition from you, which is really great because, rangers can get like 30 stacks of bleeding on you. Same with range. Actually, 25. Okay, somebody's going to put in the comments, it's only 25. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, it's 25. Okay, warriors can do it. Lots of cool thing is, even if they have a huge stack, this removes all of a single kind, and you can use it every 16 seconds. It also does AoE damage around you, and it's going to heal you for 2k with these, right? And it's instant, so even if you're stunned, boom, you can pop it if you're getting ready to down somebody, so you can use that all the time, and it gives you 2k heal. Another meditation I use is Judge's Intervention. Huge range, 1200 range, teleports you right to your target, AoE burns them around you, it breaks stun, so that somebody tries to come up and stun you and then, you know, get their burst off, boom, you can break the stun, and another heal. Use it every 36 seconds. It's also amazing. So that's what I use here. It also gives you Aegis and you know, some other nice minor traits there. Next thing I'm gonna pick is Save Yourselves. Now you might have noticed going from the beta weekend number 2 to number 3, they changed this from a staff skill to a utility skill. I don't know who did that. I want to have your baby because you're amazing, but you might also be crazy because this gives you every single buff in the game practically for 10 seconds. You get protection, you get regeneration, you get fury, you get, I mean, look at that. You could read it, right? It's freaking amazing, okay? Now, the downside to it is that you're going to take every condition from your allies around you, which is really nice if you're like a support character and you're like a really nice person, but I just want to kill people. So I use that to make myself like Superman for 10 seconds, but I don't want all these conditions. So you could use this one, but it's only going to remove one condition. What if you have like a bunch of them? That's why I paired up with this trait right here, Absolute Resolution. Every time you activate Virtue Resolve, you remove 3 different conditions. It doesn't matter how big the stack is. So boom, really simple. Pop that, and then pop this guy right here. Pretty much what it's going to do is take all the conditions off your friends. It's going to give you every boon, and then it's going to remove them all with this Virtue Resolve. It's a great combination. You use it when you're 2 versus 1, or you're in the middle of the crazy. It works. It's awesome. It's great. Another cool thing is you get retaliation every time you activate a virtue. So right here, my retaliations last 50% longer. If you didn't know what retaliation does, every time somebody hits you, they take like 200 and something damage, which is great because, as I said, I like to be in the middle of it. I'm getting hit a lot, but I'm also living a long time. Also, this Inspired Virtues, every time I use Justice, I get Might. It also gives me regeneration when I use this one, and so really good on the virtues here. Now, for the last 20 points, you can mix it up. One thing I've found for my personal playstyle I really like to do is dodge a lot. So this here gives me vigor, which makes my dodge bar, I regenerate it faster so I can do more dodging. This one here, every time I dodge, I heal myself and my allies for like 300 to 400, which is pretty darn cool as well. The major traits I got reduces my weapons, two-handed weapon skills recharge. It's 20% faster. So remember how I said Spin In to win? I get to do that 20% more than the other guy because I have two-handed mastery. And then also shouts are 20% faster. It's actually not in the game. You see it's still 60 seconds. So it's not 20% faster yet, but it will be by release. So my super awesome Superman move, I get to use 20% more than somebody else. So yeah, so those are the skills I use. I also have Signal Resolve for my heal, because it heals a lot. It removes a condition every 10 seconds, which is really nice. You can also use it on the move. I do really like Shelter, but if you use it, you can't move. If you do move, it goes on the full cooldown, and it doesn't heal for that much more than this one anyway. So all you have to do is just dodge out of the way, use this guy, and you're all set. And then lastly, for the elite skill I use, that's Renewed Focus. Why? Because I think the other two suck donkey nuts. I'm sorry, Mom, I didn't say that. They are okay. The support one is okay. It has a full heal, but if people are trying to kill you, they can usually kill you even when you have that up anyway. So that sucks. Offensive one, yeah, it's okay, but I do more damage with the great sword anyway, right? Remember, spin in to win in, okay? So that's kind of whack. Renewed Focus makes you invulnerable, so you have like people ganging up on you, boom, you can pop that, you don't take any damage, plus it renews all these up here, so then you can go like that and be Superman again. For the runes that I use the Rune of Melandru. Now there's a lot of different ways you could go with this. You can get more power and stuff like that, so you do more damage if you wanted. You could you can get more boon duration. You can get like 30% more boon duration and an extra 20 on protection to make those boons last a long time, which is cool. I use this one because condition damage right now is out of control. It does a ton of damage to you. When you die, you look at the little thing that says what killed you, and it's always like condition damage and crap like that. So I like to live a long time, so that's why I use these runes. But really, you can mix it up however you want with this spec. It's just going to help you lean a little bit more one way or the other. For the weapons, I use Sigil of Air. 30% chance to do a lightning strike on a critical hit. So what that means, pretty much every 5 seconds, I'm going to be doing like an extra 1500 damage to him, which is nice. Adds a little bit of burst. And then also Sigil Superior Earth, you're going to be stacking up a lot of bleeding on them because I have a lot of crit, and I'll show you that in a moment. Now on the greatsword, ooh, this is what I was going to tell you earlier, and this is pretty awesome. So check this out. Let's say you're fighting somebody, right? They're up here, blah blah blah. You can teleport to them, number one. Then what you do, switch to your two-handed sword. When you have this superior Sigil Superior Hydromancy, you AoE around you, freezing, which makes them run 66% slower. So you get up to them, you know, however it is you want to get up to them, you run up to them like a Dorkwad, or you can use your super cool Blinding Blade. But once you're next to the person you want to destroy, switch to your greatsword. It's going to AoE snare everybody, and then, you guessed it, spin in to win. Alright? So that's freaking awesome. That's really cool. Some people maybe have a little bit... Why did I push B? Some people maybe have a little bit more like damage that they do, but that right there is going to give you a ton of damage, because if they get too far away from you, your spinning isn't going to hit them, and then you're not winning. So that AoE freezing slows them down. You can get the whole thing off the whole time. For the amulet I use, Knight's Amulet gives me lots of vitality because Guardians are really low on vitality. I don't know why. Somebody had to have low life, and it was us. So you can get Knight's Amulet, and it's going to give you a lot more life. It's also got a lot of power, pretty good power here, 2700. I mean, you could have a little higher, up to 2000, but with the amount of defense I have, this is actually pretty good. I hit pretty darn hard. And then it also, look at that, it gives you 569 precision, which means my crit chance is pretty good, 35%. But remember, when I use Saber Cells, I get an extra 20% for Fury. So a lot of the time, I'm at 55% crit, which is pretty darn awesome. Why? Well, check out how this works together. In the Valor line, for our super awesome heals, you also do 30% more crit damage. So I'm critting 35 or 55% of the time. I'm also doing an extra 35% crit damage because I use the Berserker's Jewel on there. Give me a little bit more damage. You could go with a more defensive one if you want. Then you'd really be like a super duper tanky guy. So those are the specs I use. That's what I use. There's a bunch of people here, but let me show you what I'm talking about a little bit. So let's say you're fighting in melee, right? Fighting somebody. Dodge back and use number 3. You're going to be hitting them the whole time they're running up to you, right? Number 1, teleport in, and then boom, see that? AoE snares them, and you're doing a ton of damage there, which is awesome. You can teleport over to somebody like that. Boom, another, and they're instant. You can use them anytime. Pull them down. Also, don't forget this pull on Binding Blade also interrupts. And if you leave it on someone for a while before you use the ability to pull them in, it also ticks like 100 and something damage on them each second as well. So that's really good. And then, yeah, so pretty much that's what I do. I'm going to have some more videos showing actual gameplay. I'm going to try to get some 1v1s against, you know, warriors in different professions so you can see what I do. And yeah, awesome. So if you like it, please thumbs up, subscribe, let me know if you have any questions. This just shows everything, how I have it spec'd up. Like I said, more videos saying, just showing you actually in-game footage so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, so let me go ahead and kill this guy since this guy got down. See, oh, this is what I'm talking about, right? So boom, you knock him back, and then I res. Boom. Anyway. I'll see you out there. Hey everybody, this is Ziz here, and how are you doing tonight? I'm gonna do this 300 times, and it's gonna be freaking awesome. Number 3 here, I really like to use number 3. I'll like dodge away from someone and fall through the fucking hole. What the heck? That's, you know, of course, what weapons you want to use. For my Guardian, I really like to use one-handed sword and shield. Why is that guy swimming? What is going on? Why can't I find a place where no one else is screwing up my video? Traits and sigils and who's this bastard in my... Get out of here, you jackalope. You can set your face on fire. Melee, what the... Why isn't that on freaking repeat? I don't want this song.